Welcome, my friends, to the first edition of Retired with Mike. Welcome, my friends, to the first ever Fireside Chat with Retired with Mike. For those that don't know and have just joined us, I'm Mike and I'm retired. Here's to all of you joining me on this new escapade of our fireside chat. Poured myself 2 fingers of a little whiskey, a little bourbon to help start the occasion. If you can see my coaster here, it says, "Life is better at the cabin," which is true. I'm at the cabin, sitting in front of my Franklin stove, warming myself. It's about, 10, 5, 4, 3 degrees outside. I am preparing for sub 20 degrees. I was supposed to ski this weekend, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to. So today I took the day off from skiing. I had an appointment to get my truck serviced. I took it there, and they told me it's going to be about 2 to 2.5 hours if I'd like to wait, or they would drive me to where I would want to hang out. And I said, yes, you know what, I need to do a little shopping. I do not have enough winter clothes, especially when you ski 3 or 4 or 5 days a week. So they drove me to where I could buy a bunch of warmer clothes for my escapades up north. When I would work, I never even thought about trying to catch a sale. But being retired, it is a totally different thing. I was dropped off by the dealership. I caught major sales. Everything was either 40% off, 50% off, or 70% off. It was freaking amazing. So I splurged. I went everywhere. I had a great day. And then saving money, it was really nice. Never had that experience before working. I got back to the dealership and bingo, bango, bongo, got hit with a $550 oil change. I said to him, did something happen to the vehicle? Oh no, everything was good. It just, took a while, and, changing the oil and changing the wiper fluid and checking everything. And, I got a whole email about the inspection. I got a text message about the inspection, 39 aspects, which was, nice, but about $550. So I didn't catch a savings there, but at least I got a savings shopping. I think I'm going to be much warmer this winter, and I will have different outfits for different days of the week, because right now I'm skiing 3-4 days a week, and you need so much more ski clothes than when you ski 8 or 10 times a year. I'm way past what I normally do, so I'm excited about that. On to the volunteer work at the ski mountain. It has been great. Actually, tomorrow I'm going to be skiing with one of the volunteers on our time off. Some of them, go do a lot of, winter hiking. I don't winter hike. I don't have, that's a whole different set of clothing. The goal for my retirement in the beginning was to be able to ski with people. So I am successfully skiing with other people now. Ooh, I love bourbon. It's like licorice or like caramel to me. It's just absolutely amazing. As you see, I drink it neat. I like to have, bourbon that has a little bit of a kick or a bite to it when I'm up at the cabin. I feel I need that. I'm in the outdoors, it's like in the Westerns. You take a sip and you go, that was great, as it burns your throat. Every once in a while, I like to have a nice little sip. Helps take the edge off of life. As I watch the retirement funds. It was interesting. I worked 3 days in a row. Absolutely no wind. I thought I was going to be very, very chilly, but no, I was snug as a bug in a rug. I heard some interesting stories though. So one of the gentlemen I went skiing with, who's the ambassador, he had an altercation in the parking lot. This gentleman who's been doing this ambassadoring for at least 7 years plus, knows everything about the mountain, has skied the mountain, knows all the supervisors and the bigwigs at the mountain who run it. Well, there was somebody in the parking lot that didn't agree with moving their car or, being asked if he had the correct, identification and stuff to park where they are. And he immediately, I heard the guest to the mountain went off the deep end. You gotta be fired. Fire this person, which I think is absolutely crazy. I was a CEO of a company. I did the hiring and firing. And, I took that responsibility, really to heart. When you hire somebody and fire somebody, it is life-changing. So why would you look at an ambassador who's just trying to, sort out and answer questions to people? Why would you, when you see somebody trying to, helping out at the mountain as a volunteer, threaten and say, you should be fired, get this person out of here, fire him. The ambassador, like myself, we didn't wake up in the morning to go to the mountain to cause mayhem. I'm here to make your stay skiing better. This person went off the deep end. I want the supervisor. So they took it to the supervisor. I think they might even have taken it to legal, and I think a long story short, this is just my opinion, that person, if they go any farther, they will be restricted from coming to the mountain. And it's absolutely ridiculous. Plus, when you fire somebody or you hire something, it is life-changing, right? People's self-worth is based on what they are doing. As a retired person, your self-worth is your volunteer work, giving back to the community. I've made my money, I want to give back. So why would you want to fire somebody from giving back to their community? It's freaking insane, right? When you hire somebody, which I've hired many people, because I was the CEO of a company, and it is life-changing. You're giving somebody an opportunity to make a living, support their family, get into a 401k, contribute to their IRA and grow with the company and become successful. And maybe, that's not going to be their last job. That'll be just one of many jobs, which will lead them to the ladder of success and of life. When you fire somebody, that is life-changing. Now, what is your self-worth? But I'm sorry, here we have our fireside chat, which is all about pontificating about life. And I become more wordy as I go from 2 fingers to 1 finger here. But anyway, so that's what's happened recently at the mountain. I can't believe somebody would say fire a volunteer. They're a volunteer. I do, as you notice, see the fire has calmed down a little bit. I thought I could do this once. It's pretty funny. I thought I could do this with garden gloves. I kept burning myself on my arm. I had all these little burns. I know something I need to say. Forgive me, employers. Forgive me, those that are employed. For I have retired. And I am retired with Mike. My new job, being retired, is I am fun employed. So I think that when I have to fill out an application that has a box for employment status, where I have to check off a box. There should be a box that says fun employed. But until that happens, I'm just retired with Mike. So thank you for this time. And until next time, for those that forgot who I am because you're working so hard or you're retiring so hard, I'm Mike. I'm retired. I'm having a great time. It is freaking cold outside. I'm sitting by my fire, having a nice little bourbon and taking it easy. So until next time, cheers, enjoy, be safe, take care.